going on? It's Taji. This is the Culture Lock Rundown. I hit a couple hot topics and out of your head like I was never even there. This week we got some Cardi news, some Cameron news. We got Adrien Broner, The Breakfast Club, Dame Dash. It's a lot going on, but I'll make it quick and we're gonna get right to it and we out of here. Once again, this is Tachi. This is the Culture Lock. Let's get it. Yeah. So I feel like Dame Dash has been in the news all week ever since this Breakfast Club interview. Dame Dash went on the Breakfast Club. This has been it's been a while since his last viewing on the Breakfast Club where he had that memorable "I'm a boss" rant and rhetoric. So he came back because he wanted to clear the air. You know, there's a lot of talk about Dame and he's bankrupt, he's broke, all the things. So he wanted to come in. He said he wanted to have a verbal fair one. Now, is that what him and Charlamagne did? No.
Like games, like I'm not quite, because when you say kids, I was like, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
But what if
let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
This is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is is very feminine, and you are acting like there's some degree of like you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff, period.
What
so
girl stuff?
Talking about people that aren't in the room, that
they basically trolled each other the entire interview, just dropped insults back and forth to one another. They weren't taking them serious. I don't know if Dame was taking himself serious. I don't know. But it was hilarious to watch. I don't know if we got much out of it about what Dame is doing or his plans, but we did get this tidbit of information. He shared with us that he was now the chairman of Revolt. And he said he had 30 days to get it together and then hopefully be able to fully acquire the company. That turned out to be a lie. Or maybe just a miscommunication. Or maybe it was just a dream or something that Dame was gunning for, so he jumped the gun with some information. But the chairman of the Revolt, the actual chairman right now, reached out to the Breakfast Club. He then later made a public statement and pretty much said none of that is true. Dame was never the chairman. There was never talks of him potentially being a chairman. None of that happened. Only conversation that they had was about acquiring, licensing some of the shows that Dame already had on his platforms. There's one of his podcasts, one of his docuseries, acquiring those shows. That was the only conversation they had. And maybe the way Dame's mind works, he just starts making his own plans, and then in his mind, his plan has already been agreed to. But clearly none of that happened. The Breakfast Club had a nice run with that and said, hey, this guy's lying. But Dame Dash is gonna be Dame Dash. Don't know what's going on with him. Don't care. But don't know what's going on with him. We hope that, he gets it all together. He gets it right. But right now, he's just, he has some kind of master plan. Dame always got a plan. So this crash out, roll out we see him on, it has to be, he wants to have a bigger goal in mind. But we'll see. We'll see. It's entertaining nonetheless, but we hope that he can mend things with people like Cameron, people like 50. Well, that's probably never going to happen. But we hope. But moving right along. Speaking of Cameron and Mace had Adrien Broner on their podcast. It is what it is, the sports show. And Adrien Broner was out of sorts. he was out of sorts. Maybe he was partying, tired. He seemed very out of sorts. He didn't last very long on the show. It's a very short segment, probably shorter than what Cam and Mace intended. He was probably supposed to hang out for the entire show, probably. But he wasn't there. From the very beginning, you could tell he wasn't there. Cam would try to ask some questions. Broner would struggle to answer that question, start to drift off and wander off into different thoughts and mumbling, and you just kind of couldn't follow what he was trying to say. And then at a certain point, he just got fixated on Stat Baby, Treasure Wilson, and he just kept drowning her with like compliments, like just how beautiful she is, she's gorgeous. Wow, I didn't think you looked like this in person. To the point where it became a lot really quickly. We get it. You think he looks good, you're attracted to her. Leave it alone. And he couldn't leave it alone. Karen tried to help him leave it alone. And he kept circling back to, wow, Stat, you're so. And at a certain point, and the point was short, got to the point quick. Karen was like, you gotta go.
Boyfriend here, yo.
Oh shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Okay, we can move on to football then.
Stat. Oh my god.
Yo, Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. I mean, I have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends in here. You know when my brother
shit,
know that.
my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could, but I'm not going to sit and not value your time neither. You want to wait for me, you could, but I appreciate it, bro. You gotta jump out. Yeah, no problem.
And it's good for Cam because I think Cam was also trying to look out for him in the moment, but he was more importantly looking out for his co-host Stat. And this is not what this is for, bro. We're trying to do a show. You're making this very weird. You're making this very uncomfortable. Let me save you from yourself, and let's get you out of here. So, shout out to Cam for that, because it is what it is. No pun intended. We hope AB gets the help that he needs. We don't want to see anything bad happen to him or anything like that. We want to make sure he can just figure out a way to want to get his head straight. But that's that. Last thing, I don't even know if I wanted to talk about this. Academics and Iggy Azalea, they were going back and forth on Twitter the other day. Really about nothing. Randomly threw out a tweet that Iggy Azalea was in his DMs and she was talking to him about Playboy Carti, who is the father of her child. And basically Act was saying that she was dogging him and maybe expecting Act to report this news or put this out to expose Playboy Carti. And he's not going to do that because that's his man. He works with their team. There's a connection there. And Act's just not like that. So for some reason, Iggy thought that. I don't know what she thought Act was going to do when she DM'd him that information. He basically said that she's bitter. She made her choices. Get your rant on, but I ain't saying nothing about my man. So you had a kid with him. Why you crying to me, basically? Iggy didn't like that. Obviously, she didn't like that, right? So she's like, he basically, they're going back and forth, being petty. She's basically calling him, he's glazing Playboy Carti, and It wasn't about his music. He doesn't care how big of an artist he is. What he did, he did. You know, she's just going back and forth, and Ak is just like, yeah, whatever. You're bitter. You're a bitter baby mama. Whatever. I honestly don't know what Iggy thought. If she thought that, oh, let me vent this information to academics, and academics is going to be a reasonable person, or a journalist. Maybe she thought, maybe she thinks Ak is like a journalist. He was like, oh, there's the scoop I need. I don't know. And I don't even care. Good luck to that situation. And that's it. Oh, I had another thing. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna take it home with me. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. And I'm gonna heat it up tomorrow. Yeah. I'm Tati. This is the Culture Life Rundown. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Winter's coming. I hope you guys are ready. I'm out though. Peace.